Wow, it's really been 2 months since I've started testosterone. That's insane. Changes since the first month. My hands are getting more peach fuzz on them. My upper and lower lip have been getting more peach fuzz, and it's connected to the sides. That, like last time I said, there's more peach fuzz on the sides. My sex drive is kind of evened out. It's not as strong as what it was, but it's not as light as it was before I started testosterone. The same way goes for my eating. I feel like I'm hungry, not near as much as before, but it's still higher and it's still there. Allison took today off to go to my endocrinologist with me in Indianapolis. They're going to look over my blood tests from last time, from right before I started hormones, and they're probably going to have me take my take blood again to compare 2 months on testosterone to prior, and then they could possibly be upping my dosage to twice as much as before. So instead of injecting myself with maybe this much, I would be injecting myself with like this much. So this is going to be interesting to see what happens today, and I'll let you guys know whenever it's all over. So yeah, that's about it. Good morning. How's everybody doing? It's the day after my endocrinologist appointment, and surprisingly they didn't have me take any blood for testing and things, like I thought they would. He just went ahead and first he asked me some questions about how I'm doing and everything, and I told him, some of the basics of what normally happens when you start testosterone. That's pretty much what's going on with me. Nothing too drastic. He said that my health was good as far as right before I started testosterone. Like I said, I did my labs, and he said my cholesterol's good, my blood count's good, my blood sugar's good, pretty much everything is good, and he went ahead and tested me for any STDs or AIDS, and I'm clear of all that. So everything turned out really good for right before I started. But like I said, there's no signs or anything that any bad stuff is happening because of me starting testosterone. So he went ahead and prescribed me a new vial. He's bumped up my dosage, and I can show you that in a minute of how much I was taking versus how much I'm going to take now. And you'd be surprised. It's actually not that much. People talk about, mutilating your body, doing all these things to your body, And for one, it's for my mental health, which mental health is just as important as physical health, because you can die if you have bad mental health. But yeah, I can show you guys how much I'm taking. So he doubled my dosage, which is really exciting because I'm assuming I'm going to be seeing more changes now. If it were too much, it would convert to estrogen, and I would just be basically detransitioning. So it's not too much. When I went to pick up my prescription, I went ahead and brought my old vial, which I've done 9 or 10 shots out of. I showed them that there were pieces of something in it, and they thought that it was the stopper from the top where I put the needle in the top of the vial. It's like a sealing thing, so a little pieces of that, I guess, got off and into my testosterone. So I was kind of concerned about that, and I talked to the endocrinologist about it, and he recommended that I go get that replaced, because he wouldn't be injecting that in himself. He wouldn't want me to do that. So they were kind of hesitant, the pharmacists were, about giving me a new vial from that one, because she didn't really see any fragments in it, and I'm like, come on, there's... So then I tilted it a certain way, and then I showed her. She's like, oh, okay, that was probably from the stopper on the top of it. So she went ahead, finally, after, tussling with me here and there, she finally went ahead and gave me a new one and didn't charge me for it. But she told me that what probably happened was that I put the needle in the vial straight up and down, which you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to put it in at an angle, because the way the needle tip is, it could possibly knock off some pieces of the stopper and put it into there. While I was there, I'm like, okay. Pretty much everybody behind that counter was calling me a she. I'm like, I'm taking testosterone. You must obviously know that I've had some problems to be where I'm at. And you're calling me a she. Oh. Allison said that at least one of them called me a he, but that same person was also calling me a she, so I don't know. I guess it doesn't bother me as much as it used to, especially since I've been on testosterone. Before testosterone, I was really self-conscious and just really paranoid and upset and anxious and like all the time. But now that I'm on testosterone and now that people call me he a lot, like it doesn't bother me near as much. So that experience was annoying, but it wasn't as much of a burden as it would have been on my mental health. So yeah, that's where we're at now. I gave them my new prescription because I'm doubling my dose. I want to go ahead and get both of those vials. My first vial that I had replaced, and then my new vial that they prescribed me. So, but I took the last one yesterday that they had, so then they had to order one, and then I'll be able to go in today and get the second one. I just want to have that on hand in case if anything were to happen. I'd like to have some extra testosterone. Anything political happening or something happening to me where I'm not able to get to it, I'd like to have that extra in case if my insurance drops and I can't afford another vial or anything. Oh, I can't remember how much it was, but it was a lot different compared to $4 for a vial. So I like to have extra needles and extra vials just in case, because now that I'm using it, like my body's kind of depending on it. I mean, I can go back, like I can stop taking the hormones, but my body, it would be rough on me, both physically and mentally, for me to stop. So I'm not doing that. So yeah, I'm gonna be going today and getting my new vial because like I said, I do want to have that on hand. I'm starting to ride my bike in the mornings, and I know that, how did you go from testosterone to bikes? Well, I just figured I'd update you on my life, because I haven't talked to you guys in a long time. I haven't posted a video in a long time. I got a bike for Pokemon Go. I know that sounds silly, but I was at a low point, and I needed something to pick me back up and to motivate me, and especially to motivate me to be active. Don't get me wrong, my work, it's very physical. Well, not very, but it's moderately physical. I'm walking around a lot. I'm lifting things. I'm moving things. But, I mean, I'm kind of chubby. You see me. I need a little something extra. So, I've been trying to ride my bike in the mornings. And then after that, lift weights and then take my shower. So, I haven't quite done that yet this morning. I did dishes and laundry. I'm trying to get somewhat caught up with the house, cleaning-wise. But I'm probably going to go ride my bike and things after this video. And I do have ideas for videos ahead. Thank you guys for sticking around, even though I've kind of been quiet and in the dark lately. Like I said, I was just going through a downtime. Well, then also, at my work schedule is completely changed. Like, I'm used to working second shift, 11 hours a day with an hour lunch. I went from that to first shift with, like, working 9 hours a day with an hour lunch. It screwed me up because I'm used to waking up at 11, but then I've been waking up at 6 in the mornings for the last 2 weeks because I needed to go to another city to help out at another store. But yeah, I think that was honestly good for me because getting up in the morning and doing things is so much better than coming home at night and then it's hard to be productive in the dark. I mean, I can put lights on all over the house and everything, but it's not the same as it being morning during the day. I feel a lot more motivated to do things. Yeah, here's the thing. you don't have to be perfect. Like, you don't have to be on top of the game, productive, doing all this other stuff. Like, you don't have to be perfect. Don't beat yourself up if you don't get done what you wanted to get done in the first place. Look at what you have done and then work off of that. Look at what you're capable of doing, you have the motivation of doing, and be accommodating to yourself. Like, don't be laying around not doing anything, unless it's like your relaxed day. You know, it's okay to have one of those every once in a while. Just work off of what you're capable of, and you can see yourself grow. Like, find out where your middle ground is, and then work from there. Be positive with yourself, be motivating with yourself, but at the same time, give yourself a break. I'll see you guys.